Surprise, surprise, my gorgeous Scorpio. Surprise, surprise. That's exactly how you're gonna feel at the beginning of this week. Something is going to happen and you are going to have such a big surprise, and this surprise, it's going to be like a little bit different to what you could have possibly imagined this to be, because you are going to realize something through this surprise. It's more about what are you actually going to realize at the moment in time this happens, rather than what exactly this surprise is going to be, because it's all about you realizing this big life lesson. So when it comes to this experience, when it comes to this surprise, it's all about what exactly you're gonna find out, what exactly it's going to open your eyes, what exactly it's going to make you realize, that you've learned such a big life lesson, one of the biggest life lessons of your entire, existence. And this is exactly how you are going to feel, because almost immediately you are gonna realize that you need to make such an important decision. Okay, so this decision that you're gonna make, and of course it's gonna be based on this surprise that you will have. It's gonna be based on you thinking about this life lesson. And every single time when we are aware of some kind of a life lesson, it's actually a positive thing, because we have this great sense of urgency to do something really specific. We feel things on a completely different level, because the moment in time you're honest with yourself that this is a big, massive, giant life lesson, well, at that moment in time, your spirits start ascending, which means that you are going on the next level of your spiritual journey, and that's exactly how you are going to feel. So it's all boiling down to this particular decision that you are, my gorgeous Scorpione, going to make. This decision will be the right decision. Seriously, because with this decision that you are going to make after this moment in time, your life is going to become so much more flexible, okay? And your life is going to become so much more flexible, my gorgeous Scorpione, and so much more stable in general. And at the same time, it's just basically about you realizing through all this situation, when it comes to this life lesson, you will realize that you felt trapped for a while. You will realize that you felt trapped for a while. You will realize that you felt restricted for a while. You will realize that you felt like kind of backed into a corner for quite a long time right now. And also, most importantly, you will know what is making you to waste your time at this stage of your life. And this is why this is going to be so important when it comes to this decision which you are going to make. Just remember, it is all going to start at the beginning of this week with this surprise, where you're going to realize some kind of a big life lesson, like a big giant life lesson. And every time when we realize some kind of a life lesson, it means that we are honest with ourselves, and it means that we are transcending onto the next level of our spiritual journey. So in your future, you will most certainly not allow something like this to affect you, because you will know what exactly has your spiritual journey and what exactly your karma has come to an end with. And this is why this is going to be so important, because it's going to be leading towards your life becoming so much more flexible, so much more stable. Of course that you're going to be so much more happier, but it's all because you felt trapped for a while, restricted and backed into a corner. Okay, so this is why this is going to be so important, because you will not do things that are now like a waste of time for you, which is ever so significant to really pay attention to, so you can move forward with your life, my gorgeous Scorpioni. Very important indeed. And also, when it comes to the beginning of this week, you see, you are going to have like a really positive news as well. You are going to have a really positive news after that moment in time. Maybe it's going to be one day or two, and this good news that you are going to have, it's really going to open your mind. It's going to open your mind about some kind of financial opportunity. And you know, it's not that you weren't aware of this financial opportunity before, but it's more about this positive news that you are going to have, and what exactly you're going to realize, and what exactly it's going to open your mind, because it's based on that particular news. The reason why you're going to open your mind is because there is going to be something very interesting that you will want to learn. Okay, when it comes to this financial opportunity, and I can see you starting to become like really excited about this element in your life right now. And this is why you're going to open your mind, because you're going to be really keen and eager to learn something. And you know what I find really fascinating here is that if this happened like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you would absolutely not want to do this whatsoever. Do you see what I mean? This is already an impact that this surprise that I said at the beginning of this week, this is already an impact, you know, that this is making on your life, because it's opening your mind, and it's kind of preparing you for the next stage, next level. You know, you're now moving forward, you're now going on the next level, my gorgeous Scorpioni. And this is why when you have this good news, you will kind of feel this differently. You will kind of start becoming really excited to kind of take some kind of a financial opportunity on that you were already kind of aware of. But it's a lot to do with what exactly this like kind of good news is going to be, because it's going to open your mind. Whatever you're gonna hear, it's going to open your mind, but it's really a lot to do with you really being willing to learn something and feeling so excited about it, you see, which is connected to this financial opportunity. But as I said, if this happened like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you would be like, no baby, no. And this is already like absolutely obvious to me that it's, you know, because of this impact of this surprise it's going to have on your life, especially when you are honest with yourself, and when it comes to this big life lesson which you are indeed going to learn. And when it comes to this financial opportunity, and when it comes to you really willing to learn something, you know, this is really going to open your mind, and you will see within the next few weeks, oh my God, there are going to be so many possibilities that you didn't know are going to be connected to this financial opportunity. And this is also going to have such a positive impact on your lifestyle and on your life in general. So it's not only about money, it's not only about finances, it's not only about this particular opportunity, but it's more about what an impact on your life in general this is actually going to make, because somehow through this opportunity you are going to realize so much about yourself, because you will take this opportunity on. There is no doubt about it. This opportunity is actually going to change your life. This opportunity is going to lead towards like a really nice financial reward. This opportunity is going to lead towards this big success, my gorgeous Scorpioni. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. And you know, it's like also when it comes to this opportunity, it may not seem like that to start with, but this opportunity, it's like this financial opportunity is the beginning of a really beautiful journey. And you know, something will be going on major, full on for the next year, for the next 12 months. And in 12 months time, oh my God, you really are going to achieve something really major, when it comes to this opportunity. Just remember, this opportunity is going to become so interested to you, because you will realize that there is something that you want to learn connected to that particular opportunity. And this is when you're going to start becoming really excited. Just remember, okay, this is very important stage of your life. You need to be as open-minded understand it as you possibly can. But I don't need to tell you this. I don't need to tell you this. Just remember, it's all going to start with that particular surprise where you're going to realize this big life lesson. This is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Scorpioni, indeed. And also, when it comes to the meat part of this week, let me tell you something. When it comes to the meat part of this week, you will be going through your own spiritual transformation. You will be going through your own spiritual transformation when it comes to the meat part of this week. If there is any number that you see, number 13, for example, number 13, 1, 3, if you see any combination of these numbers, you know, throughout this week, not only at around the midweek, you really need to do me a favor. So for example, you see 13, 13 on the car plate or something, or you see it on your time, 13, 13. Just remember, you need to understand this, that there is something that you need to release, some kind of negativity. It means that you are standing in your own way because you are still kind of thinking negatively, subconsciously about a certain step, really big step you need to make. All right, and this is going to be a sign, and this is going to be an indication that you need to open your eyes when it comes to this, and you need to wake up. This is very important because you are standing in your own way, you know, when it comes to you needing to make such a big and important step in your life, but you're not even realizing this. And it happens very often, you know. It happens very often that people don't even realize that people are doing this to themselves. So you really need to pay attention to this, my gorgeous Scorpioni, because you're gonna need to release this blockage. So you can really kind of you know, start focusing on your next stage. This is important. So this is what I need you to remember every single time when you do see number 13 or 13, 13 or any combination of these numbers. Just pay attention to what you were thinking about, like maybe at that very moment in time, maybe just a little bit earlier, or maybe you were like really kind of contemplating something like in the morning on that particular day. Trust me, you will be able to connect the dots very, very easily, because this is going to be the part, you know, of your sacred guidance, okay, where you are going to have this opportunity to reflect in a completely different way, and you will realize exactly that there is something that you really are still standing in your own way with, and it's about you needing to make a really big step, a really important step, but you are still kind of, you know, before you go further with that in your mind, you just kind of keep yourself busy with other things really quickly, just to kind of avoid this. But you're doing this like kind of subconsciously, so you're really gonna need to really identify what this is, and you're gonna need to really kind of do something about it. And also, my gorgeous Scorpioni, when I say that you're going through this spiritual transformation, you at around the midweek, there is gonna be this like a person that you didn't talk to for a while. It's about this person who you didn't talk to for a while. Maybe you had some kind of problem, maybe you had some kind of disagreement, something happened in between you two, you know, some kind of problem, some kind of disagreement, you know, some kind of like kind of negative or a heavy conversation. And this particular person, you know, you had a lack of communication with. You had a lack of communication with only because of something really stupid, something really silly, some kind of a gossip. Something really silly, some kind of a gossip, you know. And sometimes things like that can happen in life, and it can be so silly, you know. People can know each other for absolute ages, for a very long time, and there could be some kind of a gossip that people can hear, something that's not even true, something that's not even proven, and people just go with it, and people just like kind of lose their lifetime friend, or they lose somebody really precious in their life because of something something completely serious, something completely silly, you know. And this really reminds me of this situation here. It looked like that you have been bickering with someone, or you have fallen out with someone, and about something that's so silly, so stupid, like maybe it's like even like a little gossip or something like that. And because you're so super intuitive, this is something you're gonna see something this at around the midweek, and it's going to remind you of this particular person and who you had this disagreement with, but the most importantly, lack of communication. This is how you're gonna think, oh God, we didn't talk in ages, I haven't seen this person in ages. And this is exactly how you're gonna feel, my gorgeous Scorpione, you know. And as I said, it's about something silly, some kind of a gossip or something like that, you know. So this is why this is going to be so important, because at the same time, you know, this is the you know, this is going to, at the same time, I go to Scorpione, this is going to be important, because this person, you need to understand is you need to reconnect with. This person is meant to be in your life, and this person is going to play a significant role in your future. Do you understand me? This person is meant to be in your life, and this person is going to be playing a significant role in your future. Okay, so that's why you need to reconnect with this person, and you know you are going to reconnect with this person, and both of you are going to feel so much happier. Both of you are going to feel so much more optimistic, you know, and you know, because I know that this is going to sound really weird, but this is to do with a person who really makes you feel good about yourself, and this person makes you feel really courageous, and you make this person to feel courageous as well. And this could be absolutely anybody. It could be your family member, or it could be your friend. But the sooner you reconnect with this person, the better your life it's actually going to be. Because there is a very specific information you're going to get from that person as soon as you reconnect. And this information, when you get this information from that person, you're gonna realize, you know, it's not about this information, but you're gonna have a big confirmation, major confirmation, what exactly it's missing in your life. And you wouldn't be able to get this from anybody else. And it's again to do with things like a spiritual domino that, you know, we have in our lives. And sometimes we don't realize how everything is literally connected, but sometimes, oh my God, it's so obvious that it becomes absolutely crazy. So this is why it's important for you to actually reconnect with this person, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. And also, by the time you get to the last part of this week, okay, by the time you get to the last part of this week, now what is actually going to happen here? Just a second. Yes, that's right. This is brilliant. Oh my God, this is going to be so good. Listen, you are going to feel so valued, okay? You're going to feel so valued. And I think that there is something that you are going to be really praised for, and someone is going to single you out. And this is how good you are when it comes to something really specific, or what a great work you have done and things like that. You know, my gorgeous Scorpione, this is really going to make you feel really good about yourself. This is going to be like a really big reward in itself, because a very big question in your mind is going to be answered. And perhaps whatever you're going to be valued about, whatever you're going to feel so valued about, you know, is to do with an aspect of your life that maybe you feel like nobody didn't even notice for a very long time. And that's why you're all going to perk up, and this is going to mean to you so much. This is not necessarily about money and finances and things like that, but it's more about us feeling so good about ourselves. You know, when we feel valued, it gives us the whole new sense of life. You know, it brings such a beautiful energy into our lives, and in terms of like a direction where we are on, we feel much stronger, and because we feel so confident. So it's like a little spiritual petrol that we have, that we benefit from so much, because it really confirms things that have been on our mind, that we have been wondering about. For example, so you being valued at around the end of this week, this is going to mean to you so much. You know, this is going to mean to you so much, and at the same time, you know, it is going to like kind of be the moment in time where you will know that you are moving forward. You will know that you are moving on. And now it's time to face your fears, my gorgeous Scorpione. You're going to realize, in order for you to move forward right now, and it's connected to this, you know, in order for you to move forward, in order to you move on, when it comes to this situation where you're gonna feel so valued, you see, it's like you are gonna realize that there is something really specific that you need to do here. This is about you realizing, well, I need to broaden my horizons, baby. It's about you broadening your horizons. So it's not only about feeling valued, but it's feeling excited about what the next step in your life is going to be. Just remember, this is like a one big massive confirmation that you're on the right path and that you're doing the right thing. But it's not as simple, you see. It gets just a little bit complex. It gets just a little bit, complicated. Because, as I said, you know, by you knowing that there is something really specific you're going to need to do, because now you need to take this on the next level, and you will know exactly what am I talking about. You will need to take this on the next level, and it's also a lot about you broadening your horizons. It's and in order to do that, in order to move forward, and in order to move on, you know, with this, you are going to realize that you're going to need to face your fears. And there is some kind of confession that you're going to need to make in order to do this. There is some kind of confession you're going to need to make. You're going to need to come clean, my gorgeous Scorpione, in order to turn over new leaf. Okay? And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I apologize. I know that this sounds confident. Okay, and I know that this may not make sense to some of you, but I feel this very, very strongly. I feel this very strongly. It's staring at my face. No, honestly, I feel this so strongly, my gorgeous Scorpione. Shall I say it again? You know, you're gonna first feel valued, and you will feel so happy, because you're gonna feel so good. You're gonna feel so proud of yourself, but you will know instantly that there is a certain step right now you're gonna need to take, you're gonna need to make. We need to keep moving forward in our lives, okay? And in order to make that step, to move forward and move on and go on the next level with this, you're broadening, you know, your own horizons. But in order to do that, you need to face your fears, which means you are going to need to confess something. You're going to need to come clean about something in order to turn over new leaf, my gorgeous Scorpione, and it's going to be connected to this particular situation. I know it sounds crazy, but I strongly suggest you to do this. I strongly suggest you to do this, because you are going to release some kind of a pain. You are going to release some kind of a negativity, you know. You are going to overcome, you know, like some kind of a depression, really. You are going to overcome like a really negative stage of your life, believe me or not, and you're going to become so much more optimistic, because boom, you will realize instantly that, you know, like just a very difficult journey of your life, you know, has come to an end. It didn't come to an end completely, but the worst is over. The worst is over. That's how you're gonna feel. I'm not trying to be dark Lala or anything, my gorgeous Scorpione, but this is actually gonna feel really good, and it's all, and it's going to allow you to, you know, have this new beginning in life. It's going to, now you're going to feel like you're ready to have this new beginning in life, my gorgeous Scorpione. And this is exactly how you're going to feel. And also, oh my God, such a beautiful reunion. I see really beautiful reunion. It's not going to happen at around the end of this week, but at around the end of this week, you are gonna get some kind of a news or a message or information from this particular person, where you're gonna realize that this is really going to surprise you so pleasantly, like somebody's returning into your life. This beautiful person is returning into your life. Maybe somebody lived like a really far away, you know, like your friend or a family member. Maybe this person lived like a really absolutely miles away from you for a very, very long time, or it really depends. But you are going to feel so happy when you hear about this reunion. And it's not only about reunion when it comes to this person. This person is going to let you know something which is going to make you feel even happier. I just see that maybe this person will kind of let you know that they will be moving somewhere closer to you or something like that, because after this moment in time I certainly see you spending so much more time together. And this is somebody who like really is a prominent person in your life. It's just like one of those people, very special people. When we don't see certain people for like 10 years and we are always on the same level, we never change, and it is sometimes like that, you know, honestly, with certain people who are meant to be on our path, who are meant to be on our spiritual journey. It doesn't matter which experiences we go through life as individuals, individually, when it comes to people like this, because normally it can affect relationships in between normal people, you see. But when it comes to the special people in our lives, you may not see this person in 30 years, and you are always going to feel the same, because this person is meant to be in your life. And also, my gorgeous Scorpioni, when it comes to this week in general, pay attention to signs again, because you will be pointed, you will be keep on being pointed towards something that you need to do, something legal and something official. Just pay attention to signs. You will be keep on pointed, you know, towards something legal and something official you need to do. And I think that you have been avoiding this, but it's important to do this. You need to cut the ties with this, you know, when it comes to karma. Okay, it's more important than ever, because it's something that nobody else can do it for you, but it's also something that you're not looking too forward to do. You're not looking forward to do this, but this experience is actually going to be really pleasant. You know, you're really going to surprise yourself, and when you deal with this and fix this or whatever this is, you're going to be like, why didn't I do this earlier? Do you know? So please do it. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to see what's going to be an additional tarot message for this week. Let's just see what our little sisters are going to reveal. What is going to be an additional tarot message this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni? Let's just see. Okay. Oh my God! You see this? You're gonna. This is the time when you're going to feel really energetic, and you're gonna feel really positive, and you're gonna feel really confident as well. And when it comes to you starting to feel so confident, you know, it is pretty much so. You are going to need to. Basically, when it comes to you feeling confident, I think that it's really a lot to do with your finances and with your financial situation. Things are going to start kind of looking up for you, and someone is going to need your help. There is somebody that is going to also need your help when it comes to this week. I think that I've seen this person before, and it's somebody that it's going to need a little bit of help, maybe like a financial help or something like that, to be quite honest with you. But this person is not saying it because they're being like really proud, you know, and I can understand this, bless their heart, but I think that this is going to be brought to your attention, or you were thinking about it already, about this particular person in your life who needs a little bit of a financial help from you. And even if you're not able to kind of help financially, just try to help in other ways. For example, do you know what I mean? Try to see where the problem is coming from, and if there is any advice you can say, you know, if there is anything you can suggest, you know. It doesn't have to be necessarily a financial help. Even if that person could do with some kind of a financial help, I think that it's a lot to do with your energy and who you are and what you know, and how to respond to this type of person. And I really strongly suggest you to do this, my gorgeous Scorpione, you see, because this is someone who, you know, it's again meant to be in your life as well. And also, I can see a really beautiful person who is about to walk into your life, my gorgeous Scorpione. I can see a really beautiful friend. This is not the one that I've mentioned before. I mentioned before that there is going to be a reunion with somebody, but this is somebody really beautiful who is about to walk into your life as well. And I think that it's going to be such an amazing little friend. What a stupid thing to say, little friend. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be such a nice friend for you, my gorgeous Scorpione. And this person is really going to make your life so much more colorful. And I like this person because it's a friend. It's a nice friend, it's an honest friend, and you will share something really specific together, something that you have both been through, you know, like a very long time ago. And this element is going to connect you, but you're only going to find out about that like really later on. But now, when it comes to this person walking into your life, it's going to happen so randomly, and I think that you're going to feel such a strong connection with one another, and you're just gonna kick off, you know, like there is no tomorrow, with some kind of conversation that you're both into. But only later you're gonna realize that you've got a way deeper connection with each other, and you will realize that spiritually and karmically, you know, you are connected so much. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. As the time goes by, you are probably going to realize, both of you, that, you know, you and probably know each other from your past life, you know, to be quite honest with you, because there are going to be some crazy similarities in between you two, but you're going to love it. This is going to be a very special friend who's going to make your life complete, and you're going to make their life complete. You know, and after a few years, you're going to be like, my God, where have you been all my life? And this is what an impact on your life this person is going to make. Sometimes some people are so incredible in terms of what they bring in us. This person will be bringing the best in you. And when it comes to somebody bringing the best in you, it means that you come out of your comfort zone. You become so much stronger. You feel so much more powerful. And you get these ideas, you know, that you wouldn't get anywhere else. And that's why this person is going to be so important indeed. Hello my gorgeous people, just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions, and the more people subscribe to this channel, you know, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.